What's going on, champs? Hope you guys doing well. Really appreciate you guys coming on a freaking Thursday night. So we'll get cracking in just a moment as well. So yeah, we're gonna do some alts itself in regards to what's going on in the future, plans X, Y, and Z. Look at a couple of alts there. We'd like to look at Solana, Inge. We'll look at a few others, and we'll take some requests from you guys if we can get some time. I do want to talk about a new one that I've actually just recently got myself into, called Creso. So I do want to actually chart that up as well, and just briefly touch base in terms of the fundamentals on that. Interesting thing as well. I'm really bullish on that. Across the board itself, I'm really bullish on alts. You know, and I'll talk about total 2 in regards to higher time frame, and we look at what can we look at level to level in terms of the potential play, right? And what could happen to a massive breakout when it comes to the bull run in somewhere around 2024, 2025, whenever it is there. So we'll see. We go from there. Lawrence, what's going on? Rolly Diaz, am I from the UK? Does the accent give it away? I think it does. I don't have a usual. I'm from from Birmingham, but I don't have the usual Birmingham accent in it. I've got the quite a weird mixture of shit. I'm looking for cigarettes there. I've got a mixture of accent there. I don't know how, but yeah, I'm from the UK. It's really cold in here. What about yourself, Lawrence? Where are you from there? You get to use it. You get to use to the idea that I blessed the stream with a cigarette. Right? I had this thing where I was weird as well. I mean, I'm a smoker, so I think that smoking calms you down, keeps you all blessed, keeps your mind in focus. Or nicotine. I mean, I'm a pharmacist originally. When it comes to like my career path as well, I'm an ex-pharmacist, not anymore. I left that a long time ago. So, I mean, I understand how nicotine does, but one of the things, the prospects of nicotine is that it makes you feel good and much more focused as well. So, I mean, if anyone wants to try to school me in pharmacy, go for it. You know, you're gonna have a tough time with me. So we got who do we also got? TM, what's going on? It's been a while, my brother. You still from thingy? You're in Belgium. Bless you, man. Big love to the Belgian community. Big love to the UK. Anywhere else from around the world as well. Got nothing but love for you guys, man. Labinot, good to have you here, man. I think you asked for an alt yesterday. I can't remember which one it was. Was it Algo or something like that? I'm happy to do that for you today. Not a big deal. But regardless, let's get cracking. Smash the likes, hit the subscribe button if you're new. If you don't want to subscribe it, stick around. I'll give you a fucking reason why you should stick around, okay? Why you should actually look at what's going on in terms of the market and how can we play this, right? So, do you know the usual thing, right? When I go on to YouTube, right? On YouTube itself, and I see everybody like in terms of on their podcast, they start off with this whole today's crypto prices for market cap, and what they do is they look at the last 7 years going down, Bitcoin's going down, Tether's stable, BNB's going up, they talk the bullshit stuff, right? So I'm gonna do this very differently. Fuck that shit, right? We're gonna go straight into the charts, right? End of the day, right? One thing you gotta understand when it comes to a bull mode, right? Everything gets sent. It doesn't matter what shit bags you in, what shitty meme coins you in, or whatever project you believe that's going to be a million X or whatever, it all goes up. Bull run goes up. If alts go up, everything's going to go up. Your XRP is going to go up. Your BNB is going to go up. I mean, I can even go down to the freaking bottom of the list and just pick up a random one. Like, I don't know, let's have a look. I'm not giving any shout. Like, Helium will go up. What else? Decentraland will go up. Freaking FET will go up. That's a rank 98 as well. So I do want to actually chart that up as well in terms of a price action point of view as well. So I don't do that. I mean, I've got no problems when people do that as well, but I just don't find the use of it. What's that gonna do? I mean, that's something that I can do. What you guys are after, you want some fucking alphas. You want to see what's the possibility of things going up or going down, where you're taking profits, little price action. That's the more technical things. Fundamentals, right? They say fundamentals is bullish during bull season. Yeah, absolutely. Everything's fundamental is bullish. Bitcoin's been bullish in bear market too as well. Like even when we're dumping from 69k to fucking whatever the number is, right? But at the same time, right, it doesn't really matter. My whole thing comes down to this total 2. Now the reason why I'm talking about thingy total 2. Hussein MK, brother, I'm doing alright, man. I'm doing alright. Not too bad. How are you, my bro? HTR TM asking for HTR. I'll get some time on that as well. But yeah, quickly just to break down total 2, right? Someone's gonna ask me in the chat later on, or maybe in the future. It's like, yo, but then why don't you use total 3? I don't use total 3. Total 3 it gives me alts, right? So do you remember yesterday we discussed about the dollar index, the importance of dollar index as Dixie goes down. We got SPX goes up, and then we got BTC goes up, right? And then if BTC goes up, ETH goes up. Now, what you're looking for, you want to concentrate on this area here, right? This is going to lead to total 2. Total 2 includes Ethereum and all your alts. When BTC goes up, right, depending on what strength, ETH BTC is affected, right? ETH BTC is affected in what way? So if BTC goes much more powerful and higher up than Ethereum, ETH BTC goes down. If ETH goes up, more powerful than BTC, then you see ETH BTC start pushing up. And if ETH BTC is pushing up, that means your alts are going to ride up. Because why? It's quite strongly as well. Why? Because alts are quite pegged with Ethereum. When you look at the king, right? The king of all kings. So let's just break this whole thing on what is a king. Ladies, I don't mean to be queens. I don't, be offensive to queens and whatever. You guys are beautiful queens and whatever. But I'm just talking about in terms of general, in what you got to respect, right? When it looks at currency, the king of currency is not going to be your Mauritian rupees. It's not going to be your Indian rupees or your Pakistani rupees or your euro or your pound sterling or your pesos or Turkish lira. No, the king of currency is always going to be dollar. Dollar is going to be the key thing. If you can respect dollar, that's all you need to do. If dollar goes up, everything bends the rules around dollar. It bends down. If dollar goes down, then that means the currency against the dollar, like Euro USD, will go up. GBP USD will go up, right? Now, that's dollar. When you look at the stock markets, you got something like SPX, you got the Nasdaq, you got the Dow, right? These are the three main companies, like when it comes to in terms of stocks. The SPX is the top 500 companies put together. The Nasdaq is the top 100. The Dow is the top 30. We discussed the Dow, according to the FOMC, showed us it made an all-time high. Now, when it comes to thingy, so you got stocks like Nvidia, Microsoft, Google. You can look at that individually, absolutely, perfectly fine. However, if the stock markets like the SPX is going up, generally the stock's going to go up because it's the top 500, right? Now, when it comes to crypto, it's the same thing. We have a king. The king of the stocks will be like something like the SPX, the Nasdaq, and the Dow. When it comes to crypto, the king is always going to be BTC. Everyone's going to bend the knee when it comes to BTC. So if BTC starts shooting up, Ethereum will start to shoot up too. They will follow it. Now, if BTC goes down, Ethereum goes down, and alts will shit harder than anything else. So the key comes down looking at ETH and ETH BTC. All right, I think we can agree with that. So if ETH is much more stronger than BTC in terms of the percentage gain per day, you will see ETH BTC going up, which means alt will start to follow through. Now, I like to look at total too, because I know ETH and alt are quite pegged together. They're quite stuck together. You have a chase up, right? So normally you have, like, for example, you might have, like, this is BTC. BTC goes up like that. And then you have ETH will do something like this. We'll chase it up, right? It will just chase it up. And then you got alts might do consolidation here, and then over here spike up, it will catch up with ETH. So it works out differently, right? So this will try to stick to this will try to stick to this, okay? And that's how I look at things. Now, when I look at total 2 and we discuss about ranges and the market itself, the market is always in a range. There's always a fucking range. You just gotta figure out what the range is, right? I mean, smash the fucking likes. I'm giving you alpha for free as well, man. Bro, is it possible to make 50k from invest 1k to 2k with some plans in this bull run? Yeah, bro, 100%. 100% you can make 50k from 1 or 2k. So if you think about it, 2k is 25x. So if you're looking at a project like, look, I'll give you an example. I got involved in Paul. Paul did like over 100x, 150x or something like that for me. So it's not too bad. But I invest $1,000. What does that make? $150,000. Inge, for example, was at $1 at the beginning of the year. I bought in at $5.80. I didn't buy the lows at $1. I wish I did, but it is what it is. I bought it at $5.80. Now, when you look at Inge, it's at $31. That's like what, 6x, nearly a 6x there. So already, if I put $1,000, that's 6k, and we still have the rest of the bull market, which will be really important when you come to total 2. So pay attention to this as well. So what I'm looking at is total 2, and what I want to see is a range band environment. So this is how the rules play when it comes to the stock markets, dollar index, ETH, and BTC and alts generally. So remember, alts will always follow Ethereum. When BTC at the top, right, it happens all the time. It happened in 2018. Right, it happened in 2021. When BTC starts breaking down, you start seeing Ethereum start to chase down on the downside. Alts were pushing up, when you think about it, alts were still like consolidating. Like, a lot of alts were making higher highs. Luna was going up to a new all-time high in the bear market as well when BTC was dropping down. But eventually, when BTC starts shanking down, it's gonna run it faster than BTC. Right? It's gonna run it so much harder, and that's what happens. And then where does the law of order goes into? Bitcoin. That's why everyone's talking about Bitcoin dominance. It's always about Bitcoin dominance, Bitcoin dominance, Bitcoin dominance. I get it. I absolutely get it. But in a bull run, we want to figure out if Ethereum is having some dominating factor. If Ethereum is dominating, that means alt's going to dominate also, and that's where you get the most gains. The most gains you will make out of is alt. Obviously, everything is not financial advice and all that kind of stuff, but this is all educational purposes. But I gotta say that. But at the same time, it's all in the same principle of respecting the chart. Now, going into the idea of like, is it late to enter? Because I think it was Labinot was actually asked me a question yesterday in regards to, is it late to enter in for long-term accumulation? Right, now let's just focus on this. What do we have here? This is an accumulation, right? For me, it's right here, July's high. So there. This was a range bound environment over here and over here. What you got? Consolidation. Consolidation over here. Deviation, deviation, deviation. Looks like deviation, but no, it's holding support, breaks out, higher highs, bullish market structure. We talked about bullish market structure last week, so we don't need to go through that again, right? So that is already showing me bullish market structure, but this is a breakout, right? This here is a breakout out of this range, but it's stepping into a macro range. We talked about Bitcoin yesterday and Ethereum in the macro ranges, looking at 2022 ranges and stuff like that. Now we're looking at total 2, which is ETH and alt. What is that macro range? I'll tell you what it is. It's this. I've already had it drawn for you guys. I'm going to delete that now. Ah, fuck's sake. Never mind. So it's this high over here and this over here. That's the whole range band environment, and the mid-range comes to about over here, $105 trillion market. What I've got here is this high is the range high, that low is the range low. Support comes up, deviation, resistance, back down to the mid-range, does a bit of a chop, run these highs, breaks market structure, comes back down to range low. All this was just a fucking deviation. What's confirmed it to be a deviation is because we've broken out of this high. Market structure is now bullish. Do you know what I mean? So market structure is bullish. So we are looking for higher highs all the way through, which means alts can actually run up higher. We will break it down a lower time frame in just a moment as well, or what we're looking at in potential. But this is a macro range you got to look at. Now, talking about this, what am I looking for potentially speaking? So if price were to break out of these highs here, I think it's this high over here. That's where it's getting capped at, really. You can't really see it. Probably we'll zoom into it in just a moment there. We've got resistance, resistance. If we get up and smash above this bullish price action, what we're looking for, the next area of interest is going to be this area here, this low over here. That low, why? Because this low here acted as support, we shanked out, we never retest it. And all it's going to do is going to actually do a retest into this level over here. That'll be a target there. And if we reclaim this, we can send this up to where? The fucking mid-range. Because remember, when we play a range bound environment, you play from low to mid, mid to high. Once we break above this, right, bullish price action, then we can go up to these highs there. And then when we break above this motherfucker, we'll make new fucking highs, new all-time highs, more money into the crypto market as well. Because I believe it was 3 trillion when it came to the total market cap in terms of the whole market itself. So when it comes to I Hussein MK, well, that's your fucking answer. Hopefully that helps out. So it's like a hodling game is quite a good thing. I think it's the most safest option to do. It's the best thing going forward as well. You'll make more money compared to leverage, especially if you don't have to leverage. I don't recommend to do leverage as well. It's a very dangerous sport and whatnot. But at the same time, hodling is probably the best thing. Just do remember to take profits and keep an eye on total too as well. Now, you might think to myself, your argument might be like, oh, but what's the chance of it breaking out, blah, blah. It was the same shit when we did this back in 2017, back over here. Right, let's look at the range band environment. What do we have? We can use this low over here, right? And I'll use this high over here. Look at that. And the mid range comes into where? Somewhere around here. Maybe a little bit higher. About there. I think that looks about right. I'm a bit freaking anal about that kind of stuff as well. So what you got here? You play from high, back down to low, low, shoot back down, retest the mid range, shoots to low, comes back up. gets rejection of the order block back down the low, and he does a deviation. And look how where we get a breaking market structure this high. A breaking market structure, yeah, we have a pullback and whatnot, resistance, resistance, resistance. Once we break above these highs, rallies over to the mid-range, comes above the mid-range, holds support over here, back to range high, breaks above the range high, comes to support over here, makes the new highs there. It's the same principle. It's a range band environment. That's what it comes down to as well. All you had to do is, if you were playing within here, you could make a lot of money up into the upside there. It's the same thing going over here, right? Which we started off. This is the range low. This is the range high. If you play within the consolidation of this is the early consolidation. You have a move to play to the range high, break out to the upside. Trust me, you can easily make from 1k to 50k quite easily as well onto the upside there. Just be smart. Don't be stupid about it as well, and play this game quite early. The earlier you play, the better it is, in my opinion as well. You don't want to be playing into when retail comes in, because when retail comes in, the market dumps. You know, the market's always going to find a dump. They're always going to try and look for exit liquidity. Newcomers, the honest truth is, newcomers are exit liquidities. Those of you who are here right now, you guys stand a better chance to make more money than those who will come in 2025, 2020, end of 2024, 2025. When will people come in? When it's all over the freaking news, right? When it's not on the news, it's no one really gives a shit about crypto. No one cares about crypto right now. No one cares that it's at freaking 43k. No one gives a shit. But when we start making your all-time highs, everybody's caring. Everybody wants a piece of the pie. But you guys played it from the very beginning. Do you know what I mean? So if you can keep it in that kind of aspect, in terms of like playing it level to level, you'll be fine. You'll be absolutely fine. And you know, it's not that difficult. It won't be that difficult. Just play it in the range. So that's total 2. Now, going into lower time frame, what's going on? Yeah, just sticking to spot trades. I think spot trades are good, man. I got a bunch. Well, I'm quite heavy on spot trades anyway. Since the beginning of the year, I've been buying into it. Yeah, yeah, it's good. Spot trades are good, I gotta say. Bro, it's dry when I smoke too much. You know what I'm saying? For saying that I want to smoke too much, I want to smoke another one now. Fucking chain smoker. Crypto makes me smoke bear. I'll tell you something, man. It makes me fucking stressed. I need a new lighter too as well. I got a Zippo, right? I got a Zippo here, but the problem is, right, with this Zippo, it burns a lot of fuel quickly. So I'm always filling out every fucking 4 or 5 days. This is a bit of a pain in the ass. What's going on? Exxon, any thoughts on ICP? I don't know. I need to have a look. Michael Caffrey, good to have you there. Kenneth, my man, it's been a while, brother. Appreciate you guys all being here. Smash the likes, hit the subscribe button if you're not, and let's get cracking. So when it comes to lower time frame, let's look at fucking total 2, right? As you can see, this is the consolidation range over here. The bit in this high over here, this low, that is July's range. Deviation, 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 breakout, higher highs. This here is a order block. It's a bearish order block here. So I'm going to show you this. Just zoom into it. That high, this high over here. Can you see that? All I've done is highlighted that highlighted. I can't even speak. Highlighted that candle and dragged it across. And as you can see, consolidation, get underneath it. Lower lows, resistance, lower lows, resistance, lower lows, resistance, lower lows, sell off. And we make new lows. So that block is key. Meaning if we reclaim this level here, we have a chance to go up for higher prices, which is what we're looking for, the breakout play. So that will lead us to longs on alts. Looking longs across the board on alts. Longs on OP, longs on Solana, longs on Inch, longs on ARB, longs on everything, RNDR, you name it, Inspect, the whole thing, Creso, AIX, PAR, the whole lot. So we just excited for the. Oh, thank you so much for that, Lawrence. We'll get to that in a bit as well. I bought a bag today. I got myself a bag on Creso. Shout out to Kazi. You know, for those who don't know who Kazi is, I think he's a G in my opinion as well. So this is Kazi right here. Give him show him some love. Give him a follow. He's at 43k. When I first met the guy as well, like know the guy as well back in the days, he had 10k. And this was a couple of months ago, and now the geezer's flying. He's a special lad, very, very special guy. So anyway, so let's get back to work there. So that's Kazi as well. Kazi's been talking about Creso for quite a while, and in the end, I was like, do you know what? I'm in. So I just got in. Okay. And I think we're gonna fucking send this higher. I reckon we send this higher on Creso. Right? It's a very interesting one, especially with the whole ledger situation. We'll get to that in a moment as well. Anyway, so back into this range, right? You can see this resistance over here. Resistance, sell off. Resistance, sell off. We don't come over here. We get capped with a deviation of the July's range. Come back there. We come into here, resistance, and we are trading within this as a range band environment. And that's all the focus was from last week. If you recall it from last week, right? I discussed all I've done with all the block Fibonacci from the highs, mid, lows. That's all I've done. Play it from low to mid, mid to high. Found resistance over here. We shot back down to low, low back to mid, mid back to high, and we are getting capped out. So does it come back down to the mid range and then come back down to range low? I don't know, but one thing we are certain about, right? If I'm gonna go for shorts, I'm gonna break this out right now. Let me just talk about shorts. I think let me get the fucking bear out of the bag. I will short only if we break down over here, all right? Otherwise, it's pullbacks. I'm not shorting pullbacks. I don't think it's fucking worth my time for pennies, in my opinion. I'd rather fucking long. I mean some dirty longs across the board when I'm looking at my OKX account and all that kind of stuff. And I'm happy with longs itself. I'd rather play longs until it fails market structure. Okay, so now working this on a lower time frame. Let's go onto 1 hour. Right, what's going to be capping the market? It's going to be this area here. This area here. That's the order block, as you can see. Resistance, resistance. So if it finds resistance and starts breaking down, gets below the 25% range, that means it's going to play back to the mid range, which is not ready for longs. We have to look to go towards the 25% and possibly take out these lows over here back into the range lows, and then we're looking for longs when we hold above this. This is a ping pong back into the mid range to these highs over here. That's what we're looking for. It's a ping pong. That's the shorting scenario if you want to play it like a pullback scenario. Okay, I don't want to play the pullback scenario. I'd rather play the fucking breakout scenario. And what is the breakout scenario? If that's capping the market there, and this is the order block we're playing in, all we got to do is once we break above, hold this there, bullish price action, show me higher highs, higher lows. I'm happy to take along. Off we fucking go. I believe this will be my invalidation, and we play it for the next leg up. And what is the next leg up? From 740 billion market cap on the total 2, we're looking at the 25%, which comes in at 832. And then let's drop it down to the daily. Let's have a look at that SR. We've got that level over here. So we got targets are 832. The next target will be 875, and then 105 trillion. Let's call it 1 trillion. These are the targets, and if that happens, alts are gonna go fucking ballistic. When I say ballistic, it is gonna go mental, right? Absolutely crazy. Maybe this is your first alt run, first bull run. I don't know. It could be. It could be a second, right? Whatever it is, trust me, you're gonna have a good time. We're seeing Solana. I mean, Solana at $73. I think Solana goes to about 80, and the next target will be $93. We'll talk about that in just a moment as well. Inch broke all-time higher. Then we can start looking for extended targets to the upside. It's not a big deal. That's an easy one to actually to deal with as well. I've done RNDR in terms of breaking down the finer details, and we'll talk about that as well. We can talk about all these other things, all these alts we can do so. So like, just look at the time. It's 24 minutes in. Fucking hell, time goes quick when you're having fun in it. So that's enough smoking. That's enough smoking. It's a distraction for me now. Quick sit. There we go. Now, what we're looking for is breakouts. Total 2 is a breakout. When we get breakouts on total 2, then what we're looking for is actually on the alts. We're looking for breakouts on the alts. So let's do our first one for the sake of argument's sake. INJ. What I did at first was mark out quarterly ranges, right? I'm going to go back onto a higher time frame, and I'm going to just go through this, okay? Let me delete that. All right, so what I marked out is a quarterly range. That is the quarterly high, that's the quarterly low, mid-range, found resistance, come down support deviation. This is from $4.80 is a long. Now I took a fucking I spot bought it around here. Where is it? No, here. 580 around here. When we broke out of it, like, so I noticed, right? So that's the range band environment, and we broke it up to these sides. We're taking out all-time high, we make a new all-time high. When I look at the daily, I was looking at this. I'm like, well, this motherfucker right here, right? There's the blue box there. We'll talk about it in just a moment. I was like, this motherfucker right here, right? This looks like a fucking deviation. I could have bought in at $1 over here. Did I do that? No, I didn't. So I'm the fucking dumbass there. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is a range band environment right here. Can you see that? Consolidation, deviation, back to the range low, resistance, breaks out and retest this at what level? $2.68, $2.66. I had an opportunity to buy. Did I buy it? No, I was a dumbass. I was like, all right, cool. Comes back up to this range high over here, to range low at 490, and he finds resistance. It breaks back down, but the thing is, when you're looking at this, zooming into it, it's giving us bullish market structure. This is the whole thing. The whole longing of alts and whatever comes down to market structure being bullish. This is the low, higher highs, higher low, higher highs, higher low. I think this runs this down, I don't know, but anyway, whatever. This, once we broke out of this, that shows me higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows, higher highs. We were taking out this high, we are finding support of this, and I thought to myself, motherfucker, right, I need to get a bag of this shit. So I was waiting, and around here, over here, I was like, just buy into it. I'm gonna buy into it for the sake of buying into it. And at 580, I called it. I said I'm buying into it. That's it. Yes, from $1 like was the lows. I missed 5x. Is it gonna really matter in the grand scheme of things? Not really. So I was like, okay, cool. So then what I did, I found this area here on the weekly. I think it's a weekly. Should be a weekly. Yeah, this area here. This area here. Got consolidation, resistance, come back down, resistance, come into it, resistance, hold support, push up, support. This is now flipped. We're playing back up to 25% all the way to the mid-range. That's another order block right here. I was expecting resistance, maybe a pullback over here, whatever and whatnot, but if you break above it, as long as we hold support, that's a fucking long. What does it do? It gets above it, holds support over here, and that's the mid-range, and it goes up to where? The range high is broken out of it. Now, when you're looking at targets for the extension one, all I've got to do, just for, this is all educational purposes as well to help you out. Draw in the 1.25, 1.5, 1.75, and put in the 2. I've got a new set of targets now. I'm playing within this level here. This level here, to this level here, and then to 45, 73, 2. Okay? That's my next set of targets right there. So if I go onto the daily, how do I look at this? Something along the lines like this. Whether it pulls back over here into this area, that'd be perfectly fine, and there's a deviation holds above this. I don't know. That's a possibility. But what I want to see is this range low to hold. Maybe a deviation, hold above it, bullish price action. That's a long into the mid-range. From the mid-range, break above it, hold above it. Off we go into the next 2.0 level. All right. So how can you use OKX in the UK? Yeah, you're not able to actually trade on OKX as leverage. You can only spot buy. Now, if you got dual nationality, you can live in I don't know, like if you're from like a country that's allowed to trade leverage, you can do so, right? Now, obviously this is a stream, so I can't really pass on the anything else up there. But I just like if you got dual nationality and you live, let's say for example you live in I don't know, another country that accepts trading, you can do that as well. So, but generally speaking, because of the whole regulations in the UK with the FCA and all that kind of stuff, we aren't able to trade leverage wise on a lot of these dexes as well. So sexes as well. So that's a bit of an issue there. Okay, so hopefully that helps Stone One. But yeah, all right. So Andy, the signals, I don't know what kind of signals you're looking for. Like, is it red light, green light, yellow light? The signals on the traffic light is what you're looking for. But yeah, so that's what we're looking for. I mean, like this, I'm in spot buys. I know this is going to go up higher. So I'm going to let this run. I don't really want to play around with inch. I don't have a clarity. It's going to be a little bit more difficult. For me, I was like I had to look at it this way. Do I have a clear trade or here? Not really. Can I look for something else? Absolutely. All right, absolutely. And then what I'll do is look for another trade. So inch is not the best one to actually look for a leverage trade. I need to get more data in this particular area over here for me to start saying, okay, then this is what's going to happen. We're going to have a breakout, blah, blah, X, Y, and Z, and go up there. There's not really a range bound environment that I can actually use. Because if you look at here, this is Monday's high. We've broken out Monday's high over here. We find support of Monday's high. So even then, it's really difficult for me to actually get into any sort of trade. But looking at Solana, I think Solana was the best one, which I explained, I believe was yesterday. I actually touched base on this. But Solana showed me this, all right? Similar pattern that does this over and over and over again during the bull run. And this is one of my favorite ones that I love to use. So you got this, right? So the trend line over here, right? Look at the market structure. Let's mark this out together. High, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, all right? So if we break out of this high, that's bullish. Comes up, gets capped, makes a low over here, gets capped over here as resistance. We break above it, quick spike down, and that was a fucking treasure, that ledger scam hack that happened. And we're holding up, and we're looking for higher prices. What I'm looking for potentially, right, speaking, right, is this. It's on the 4 hours, much more clearer. I'm on the 4. I'll mark this out like that. What is holding support? This is the breaker. Well, at the time it was a bearish order block. Let me mark this out. Right over here. So you can see how we actually find resistance over here. Comes into it, resistance. We break up, hold support, find resistance at these highs. Break up, hold support. We wicked into this. Still support over here. So meaning if we break above this high, bullish price action, what's the next set of liquidity? This high and this high over here. That's what we're looking for. So if I want to go for a long, this is my invalidation right now. Aggressive will be here, right? Below this order block right here. That's what I would say as an aggressive trade. And I'm looking for these highs for liquidity. But I've got extended targets. What are my extended targets now? Let me bring up all my levels and you can start seeing a few things there. Before we go to extended targets, I want to show you what we discussed last week. We discussed this last week as this is the weekly range band environment. This is consolidation. That's the breakout. Retest, come back there. As long as we hold above it, bullish price action, we can start looking for longs. Meaning that if we break these highs over here, where is our targets for higher prices? Well, I've got something over here for you. Let me show you this. Some of this chart here. That's it. I've got, yeah, I've already drawn it out there. So this is what I was using for longs. I've got this level here. So if I draw it on the daily, that's an SR, right? So what you got here, that low here, support, deviation, shank down. So it's going to be a reaction here. This high here is 2022's high. This low here is 2022's low, and 93,750 is the mid range. So as we're playing a range band environment, I am severely thinking that this is going to go. Severely thinking, it doesn't make any sense. I generally believe this is going to run up to the mid range, and once we reclaim the mid range and hold above it, and if total 2 is still looking fucking bullish, and then what's the next set of targets there? 136.52, and then running up to 179. Let's call it $180 at the highs of 2022, and then we'll see what happens. This is the continuation playing within these range bound environments. Remember we talked about about Bitcoin. Bitcoin is already above the 2022 mid range. Bitcoin's somewhere around here. Ethereum is somewhere around here. Alt is somewhere around here. You see how? You see the? Let me show that again. Bitcoin is somewhere around here. This is Bitcoin. Ethereum, right? It's somewhere around the mid range. This is Ethereum. Alt, this is over here. This is Solana. Oopsie daisy. Solana. This is Solana. So I'm expecting Ethereum to catch up with BTC, which means that Solana will catch up with Ethereum, essentially trying to catch up with BTC, but it's always looking at Ethereum. So we need to have that total 2, like that hold on total 2. If total 2 can show us bullishness, that's enough reasons for us to go longs across the board. So that's you. So if you want to sit out right now and wait for the reclaim of 93.68.1, this level here, by all means, let it do its thing, hold above it, bullish price action. You know your next set of targets is 136, and your next target is 179. As simple as that. If you want to go for more of a day trade and you're looking for something to actually squeeze into it, and you know, like for me right now, I mean, I've already gone long anyway. I've gone long anyway. So I've gone long for quite a while ago. I entered a long right over here. I had a stop loss there. I'm watching this there. Now my stop loss has moved here. I would say the stop loss would be here. But what you could do is play these liquidity. Once we reclaim this 80 level here, this SR level, show me bullish price action. You've got a trade to run up to $93, $94 there. It's a very easy trade on Solana there. The only reason why I'm looking at looking at alts itself, longs, is because I'm bullish on total 2. I'm very, very bullish on total 2. I'm not mega bullish saying that, yeah, we're going to go to freaking 60k or whatever, all that kind of craziness. I'm just going as realistic as possible, level to level each fucking time. Day trades, so you know, like just keep it simple as that, okay? Harry's asking how to trade altcoins that are already pumping. You just got to wait. You look for the breakout. This is the plan. I'm just giving you the plan. If Solana rallies up into this area and you missed it, you're looking for this area at 8, that SR to go for a long, to go to what? 93, was it 93? Whoopsie daisy. Thank God I ain't got no fucking dirty videos coming up there. Like, yo. You know what I mean? Some of you guys know what I mean. Astaghfirullah wa la hawla wa la quwwata. I'm joking. But yeah, going back into thingy, into this. So if you miss out the trade, right? If this runs out, let's say for example, Harry, this runs all the way up to here, and you miss out the trade. You're looking for a reclaim of this SR. That's your next trade to go to here. If you miss out all this, then it's not a problem and you don't feel comfortable. You can wait for the mid-range to reclaim the mid-range. Let the chop happen. Maybe do something like this. This is the high that needs to break above. Once we do something like this, I mean, it's a very extreme example I'm giving you here. But let it do its thing. Range band over here. Once we hold above and reclaiming this level there, that's your confirmation to go for higher prices. Because it's showing me higher highs, higher lows, higher highs. Whatever the higher low is a long. Does that make sense? So you're just chasing it up. Like, look, you're looking for breakouts. Sometimes I like playing aggressive, right? I like playing aggressive. That's the style I play. Don't look at me and think like, yo, I want to be aggressive all the time. You need to bear in mind, this is 6 years in the making. But I will get stopped out. It happens. I get stopped out and I'm like, I'll go again. I'll get stopped out. I'll go again. I know the idea is correct, right? But I will get stopped out. That's the thing is, that's the issue that I have when it comes to aggressive trading. So far, alhamdulillah, it's been really good on me, right? The market's been so bullish, it's like hasn't really stopped me out. Apart from the rune long, I took a long on rune, I got stopped at -1R. I took a long on rune again the second time, and I put my when we start breaking out, it looks like it was breaking out. I put my stop loss at break even, it stopped me out. So it happens. So you just gotta be patient and have a plan and wait for that. So that's Solana, okay? I'll do one more. I'll do OP. Right? OP is an interesting one. OP? Making your yeah, let's do OP for the sake of what this is, and then I'll take a few examples from you guys. Oh yeah, actually no, yeah, OP I'll do Creso and that kind of stuff as well, and then I'll take a few from you guys, and what we'll do is like hopefully tomorrow I've got a Christmas meal to go to. For crypto, actually, a Web3 Christmas meal kind of thing. So I'm gonna actually have to go down there to London to freaking go to this event. I can't be bothered, man. I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm just gonna make a quick roll up. Sorry about this. I just love smoking too much. Don't smoke, kids. Stay in school, by the way, as well. Don't do drugs. Do you know what I mean? But take care, Stone. Look after yourself, man. It's been a pleasure having you here. 1 USD, yeah, don't worry, man. Andy, you're gonna slow down. There's other people actually asked as well. Like, this is not that type of channel where I'm gonna take all full requests. I'll take some requests there, do a second show on alts where I will take just purely you guys as well. So I want to actually show my some of my trades as well that I've got, some of the ones I'm looking at personally as well, which are a lot more easier to actually go with. Okay? No, Andy, no. Yeah, come on, bro. I like roll-ups, put it that way, you know what I mean? Wink, wink. Nah, I like roll-ups. It reminds me of where I come from. When I was 15, started smoking, I couldn't afford cigarettes. Only couldn't afford cigarettes. So what I used to do is get my lunch money, right? And I used to buy cigarettes for lunch money, right? And I started, like, what I could afford was roll-ups. So what I do is even till now, like, when I became a pharmacist, I remember, like, one of my cousins asked me, he's like, yo, you gonna buy cigarettes now? And like, you can still smoke those cheap cigarettes, those cheap roll-ups. I go to him. I was like, nah, I'm still gonna smoke roll-ups, and he's like, yeah, you're fucking stingy and shit like that. I go, no, it's not about being stingy. It just reminds me of where I've come from. I was a kid, had nothing. So whatever I have today is by the grace of God. It doesn't mean nothing. It shouldn't change me whatsoever, okay? So that kind of stuff, Andy, is off the air, off the air. You know what I mean? In the UK, it's illegal, so we can't smoke weed. You know what I'm saying? So I've got to keep it legal in this country. I don't know, unless we go to America. If I was in America, I'd fucking smoke that openly, you know what I'm saying? So, but anyway. OP, right? We had this range band environment, this range band environment. This is June's range, June's high, deviation over here. How the mid-range pushed up there. And this area here is what's of interest to me, right? What is that? That's a weekly order block there, right? So the weekly high, right? The last up candles, found resistance over here, sells off, found resistance here. So far it's looking like support. It's retested the range high. It's holding support, which means I can use this as a range. So as a day trader, if I want to take a trading scenario, let me drop it down to like something like the 1 hour. What am I looking for, right? Let's just zoom into it. We've got levels here. We've got range high, mid range, and range low. Right now, as you can see, we found resistance on the range low, deviation, resistance, deviation. We popped up, so that means this seems to be breaking market structure, and we come down, hold support, deviates it, hold support. That is the fucking fucking ledger, fucking scam, innit, right? So I don't own ledger. I don't personally own one myself. I got other ones as well myself, but I got one with a fucking screen, brother. Your fingerprint and shit. That's quite pretty cool. But speaking about wallets, I think Creso will be a really good one. For the long term game, it's going to be a big one. Anyway, so when I'm looking at this, right, this level here is of interest. That's a pivot. That high acts as resistance, resistance, resistance. We break above it, hold support, hold support. We come underneath it, resistance, resistance, but then we get above it, support, 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 support. Which means that this area here was a deviation of this high over here. Meaning, so if I want to go for a long, this is where my stop loss is going to be, right? This is where I'm happy to put my stop loss here. And all I'm looking for, let me just put this back up. All I'm looking for is bullish price action. So let me just draw some bullish price action. So I let it hold up, right? Get bullish price action. I'm looking for target 1 at 25%, which is around 234. Target 2 going up for the mid range. That's going to be an area of interest at $2.50, take out this liquidity. I'm expecting some sort of reaction over here, but once we get above the 250 and hold above it with continuation, target 3 and target 4. Target 3 being at 267, target 4 would be around 280. Yes, 280. That's it. And that's all it is. And then from there, we'll figure out what's next. Do we do a breakout to make a new all-time high, or do we just range bound within this range bound environment itself? That's all it is. Simple as that. Okay. So done a couple of some of these majors and stuff like that, right? I want to talk about Creso. Now, Creso itself, right, is one that I just, recently, I'm very, very interested by it. It's at 38 million market cap, right? Let me just move this to the side so you guys can see, like, what I'm looking at. Let me try and squeeze this over here. Oopsie daisy. There. I think that should do. Something like that. All right. So Creso is at 100, like I think it's at 38 million market cap. Liquidity is 1 million. That's locked up as well. So that's fucking good. The one I'm seeing. 5.8k holders. We got a supply of 63 billion. What else we got? Volumes at 889k. Fucking bullish, if you ask me. I think it's fucking sweet, in my opinion. And when I'm looking at this as a charting point of view, because you guys know me, this is bothering me behind me. 1 second. 1 second. Give me a second. Sorry about that. There. That's better. Fucking. It's still fucking bright over my head. Anyway, makes me like, oh, I'm dead. I'm dead as an angel or some shit. But never mind. Let's get cracking. So, looking at this market structure. I like looking at market structure. What am I seeing here in particular in Creso? Higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows. This low's got a hold. The market structure is quite bullish. Price is in this area here. So I'm seeing this as a consolidation that's happening. Now I drew this on Twitter, but I'm gonna go for it together with you, right? On the daily, I'm looking at this, right? I'm like, what's going on? Just like we had a range back. Well, we had my favorite pattern, a breakout here. I missed that trade, no problem. I'm looking at what we have here. This is a range bound environment. I'm gonna mark out this high over here and this low over here. Why did I mark this out? Right? That high over here, well, we haven't taken it out there, but it's close enough to resistance. But this low here acts as support every freaking time. It's an 11 days worth of consolidation. So in my opinion, right, in like my humble opinion itself, when it comes to consolidation, the longer the consolidation, the bigger the breakout. This is 11 days worth of consolidation. We're going to have a massive breakout eventually. Now, granted, you got to think of, is the breakout to the downside? I'm not trying to be bearish, or the breakout to the upside. I'm trying to be bullish. I would lean towards the bullish side, not because I've actually, bought into Creso. What I'm leaning into is because what a total 2 is telling me. Do you remember we talked about it in the very beginning? Total 2 are looking for the breakout. If total 2 reclaims that order block itself, this is gonna fly off the fucking shelves 38 million going towards 50 million. I think we go to 100 million market cap quite easily. In my opinion, that's a 3x from here. Potentially we can really go a lot more higher. We'll work that out towards the billion market cap itself, because I really think a lot of these fucking solid, strong alts itself are gonna make numbers, absolute crazy numbers there. Now the question is, what is Creso? What is Creso? Creso is a wallet, right? So let's just open up the freaking. Actually, do me a favor, go on their Twitter, give them a follow, right? Give them a follow. I haven't even done that yet. Let me do that now. I'm following them now. So Creso is just a smart wallet. Now, to explain what it is, let me bring this up there. It's a next-gen smart wallet. It's a next-gen smart wallet. So you know how everyone's talking about Web3, Web3, Web3? Like the other day I was telling you guys about how I went to like, I'm telling you the FA-ish. Don't worry about it, right? Just bear with me, my brother. So the other day, like, you know how like the other day I was telling you about how like I go to these conferences and stuff like that. Everyone's talking about Web3. A lot of things are going crazy about Web3. This is a wallet that's a Web3 wallet now. It's powered by the ERC4337, right? That's something that most other wallets like your MetaMask, your what other thingy? I've got a list over here. Give me a second. I can tell you right now. Yeah, so like MetaMask, Trust Wallet, and Coinbase Wallet, they don't have the smart contract itself. Now, what does this do? This helps with a lot of your security. Now, imagine, right? You've got your wallet, right? And you've got a private seed. Let's bring up the white paper. I'll bring up the white paper just to go for it as well, right? So let me just move this to the side, like here, like so. So imagine you got your wallet now. Now ERC 4337 is a gateway to democratize crypto ownership, right? So it introduces a social recovery feature. There's an interesting very concept in using Web3. So social recovery feature is set to address these challenges and democratize, I might not be saying that right, I'm chopping it up like a stupid idiot, crypto ownership and management, and makes the interaction with smart contracts and DeFi protocols more accessible. So imagine like, look, you can see the app, they've got an app running as well. Now, when it comes to whoopsie daisy. When it comes to ERC 437, the 4337, what does that do, right? It allows faster transactions, gasless transactions. So imagine like how you would always need to have Ethereum on your MetaMask wallet, your Coinbase wallet, your Trust wallet. I used MetaMask before. I'll be looking to use Creso, to be honest. Personally myself, I think it's fucking sweet. They've got their own token. When I was like, MetaMask don't have a token. Trust Wallet do have a token. It's TWT. I believe I gotta check actually, let's do it together. I think that's a fair point. TWT. What is the market cap of TWT? Right, because that will be the competitors. That's what we need to figure out. 490 million. Let's call it half a billion. Half a billion from here, right? What? So we got 3x, which is about 100 million. Times it by 5. That's 15x. We're 15x away from TWT, from Trust Wallet. Now we've got something like Coinbase Wallet, which is Coin. That's another competitor as well. That's not right. Is that right? No, that's not right. Coinbase. There we go. No. I might not be able to get this right. CoinGecko. Remember there? Coin. No, it's not coming up. I can't really find it. Never mind. But let's go with TWT. TWT, right, it's enough to tell me that that's 500,000. We're 15x away. So I'm in it for the long-term game, personally speaking. I'm in it for the long-term game. So they've got, that's your competitor. If that's your competitor, that's what we're looking for. We're trying, I believe as long as they keep building and the team does what they do, and they've got their app running as well. I believe, let me double check. Is it running, or is it like the main net is going to be actually launched soon? Sorry, because this was all quite short term. I just recently bought into it, and I'm so happy that I actually bought into it. So I'm like, I'll fucking share it with you guys 100%. So let me find that for you. 1 second there. No, sorry, my mistake. It's in the initial stages. It's in the initial stage of development. And what I'll do a thread on this as well on Twitter to actually, and then with a video to show you what it's about as well. So what does this do? This 4337. All right, let's have a look. Bring up this so we can run it together. Pioneer smart wallets. All right. So to understand the revolutionary impact of the ERC 4337 smart wallet, First, appreciate the critical role that smart wallets have played in the crypto ecosystem. It often is the initial point of contact for both crypto newcomers and seasoned enthusiasts, and have been literally in the crypto revolution. They serve as a user's digital vault, storing not just cryptocurrencies but also the keys to the decentralized kingdom. These keys, often in the form of private keys and seed phrases, and are the digital signatures of ownership and control, providing access to one asset on the blockchain. What does that mean? Sounds like a lot of fucking word in it. That means what that means is that. Sorry, I keep pausing for a cigarette. What that means is that imagine that you've got to carry a seed phrase. You know, they always say you gotta back it up, you gotta write it down, you gotta do that, you gotta do this, you gotta do all that kind of crazy stuff as well, right? And if you lose it, you're screwed. But you are able to actually, with the increased security, you are able to do a lot more things in terms of actually getting back your seed phrase, like, you know, to get access to it as well, to your account, using the social ways. I'm just trying to find this over here. I did read it early on. I do apologize for this. Never mind. But yeah, you're able to actually to access your wallet through like various things. 2FA, right? That's not really heard of. When you look at MetaMask himself, they don't really do 2FA. It's more of a fingerprint on your phone. I've got a Samsung. I'm a bit poor. I don't have iPhones like many of you guys over there. But like when you look at 2FAs, this is the very pinnacle point of a lot of security. So like Twitter uses 2FAs, Discord uses 2FAs. You've got like when you go to exchanges using 2FAs, you've got a wallet using 2FAs, and that increases security out there, and it reduces the amount of being hacked as well. Obviously, you've got to be careful what you connect your wallet to, but I think it's fantastic as well. With the whole Ledger situation, obviously they're saying that the whole Ledger thing, how accounts got wallets got drained, was the idea of freaking something to do with the DApps that was compromised as well. It's been fixed now, but that's a problem. This is not the first time that someone like Ledger have actually had problems. To me, I'd rather with Creso, and I think for a long-term bull run as well, this is my 100x gem, in my honest opinion as well. I generally think this will go up 100x here. You're looking about 3 billion as well, 4 billion itself. Sounds fucking crazy, but at least 50 to 100x we can get out of this as well. It's gonna be, well, obviously we work this level to level, but it's gonna be some time to work on it. So I bought into it, right, and I'm holding on to it now. Working out this in terms of a TA point of view. It is stakeable. I believe. So you should be able to actually stake it on their website. Because I did see early on, stake is right here. So you can just stake it on the website and whatnot. Do check it out. Have a look as well. But I think it's fucking bullish, right? So now going back into let me just move this back into its place there. Going back into a more of a technical point of view. What we're looking at now. If I drop this down into a much smaller time frame, into the 1 hour, right? Let me mark out the mid-range. So the mid-range comes, that's the range low, that's the range, oopsie daisy, why is it like that? I don't like this. Oh yeah, I know what I'm doing. I know what this is. 0.5. The mid-range comes in at 5639. So if I copy this, paste that, coordinates 5639. Let me just change this. 5639. Copy that and paste this. Oh, fudge. Right, and I'm going to put this as a dash line, just for the sake of argument, say that I know that's the mid-range. So what we got here is a consolidation here, right? This low over here holds there, makes higher lows. Bullish market structure. This high here is the liquidity right now that we need to break above and hold above it. Now, is there anything in terms of a technical point of view that this is showing me that this is absolutely bullish as well to go a lot more higher? Well, it was all on Twitter that I posted this out there. What do I mean by it? It's this level here. If I mark out this here, what you've got is one of my favorite patterns. You've got something like this. You got the high. Let me change the color. You got the high, lower lows, lower highs, lower lows, lower highs, lower lows. Bearing in mind, this is all in relation to the 1 hour right over here. It's just a 1 hour, right? On the daily, it's consolidation. 11 days with consolidation. Now, all I'm looking for is, well at the time, right, and this is why I entered in. I'm like, this is fucking bullish. I had to enter in. There's no way I can't miss this out. If this is the high, once we break above this, that's a break in market structure. Sorry, lower lows, lower highs, and then we make a higher low. If this breaks this high there, that's a break in market structure. I've entered in, and that's it. What I'm looking for, these highs, and then once we get the breakout from the range highs, I reckon we just send this up to fucking 50 million market cap, 100 million market cap, and whatnot. That's all it is. I think it's fucking fantastic, and I'm going to hold on to this for the more of the longer play, okay? So I've done my bit as well. Oh, by the way, I don't know if you guys have actually know, AIX is at 30 fucking cents, well 29 cents now at the moment as well. So we are making numbers. They've just got the one of the Ethereum Foundation and members of the Ethereum Foundation to actually be on Bizer. I think they're pulling out all the big stops on that as well. You can see guys like Wiz, Kappa are tweeting about AIX as well. We've been in AIX since 2 million market cap there. I'm holding this for a long term as well, and I think we can still get out to 50, 100x out of this as well. So AIX is really, really bullish as well. I'm going to take a few more a few requests from you guys, and then I'm going to call it a day, all right? So the first one that someone actually asked me, let me go back to here. Let's have a look what we got. Okay, Sven's asked for Gala. All right, let me have a look at Gala quickly for him. All right. Gala itself. Let's have a look. Daily, how's it looking like? All right, so we are in terms of range band. Okay, let's go this. I have to go wider now. What's the range? Is this level here? This low to this high. Let me just hide that. That's a quarterly range. Let me just flip that around. I don't like this, that. So that's the mid-range there. So drop it down to like the weekly. What do we have? Okay, we are in a range band environment on the weekly. All I'm looking at is 0.3221. It's your mid-range. We're looking for a break above here for a flip. Confirmation will be above, playing level to level. So if I drop this down into more of a lower time frame, let's have a look on the daily. What do we have? Still got these lows over here. These areas are holding there, still bullish itself. We just need to reclaim this level and hold above that mid-range there. So it's not too bad there. Looking onto more of the 4 hours. Let's go to the 1 hour. Let's drop it down straight to the 1 hour. And I think I've got something here. I've got something that shows me a bit more of a bullish price action there. What do I have? I've got this trend line over here. Something like that. Use this. Yeah, let's use this. Right, we can use this. Something like that. I don't really like this so much. Okay, in terms of price action point of view, it needs to flip this level there. We're finding resistance, so we got above it. This is all a deviation. That's resistance, and that's resistance here. We need to get total 2 to hold above it to give us more bullish price action. But at the same time, once we get back above, hold this out there, bullish price action. We run these highs, and then when we flip this high here, it's profit taking area over here. Might pull back into the range low. As long as we flip above and hold above it, that's the next leg up to go towards the 75%, which is around 40.63, and then go to range high, which is around 49.15. So that's Gala there for you. All right, so I've done that for you there. Hopefully that helps out there. I was comp. Far grows as for comp. Let's have a look at comp quickly. So competition. It's a weird fucking chart, isn't it? So look. Let me delete everything. That's a long fucking time to remove there. Right, so what do we have? In my opinion, we've got this high here and this low here. That's what's capping the market there. That high has resistance, that low here has support, resistance. We're at the mid-range, right? So we need to hold this mid-range and show me bullish price action for me to actually go for lower prices. Let's drop it down to the daily. How's it looking like? Not too bad if you ask me, because if you look at it this way, that's the high, play down to low, back to high, back down to low, back to high, done the deviation, works that way down to low. It just holds support, bullish price action, higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows. We're looking for higher highs itself. We've got a bit of a consolidation here. This is a messy ass fucking consolidation here, though. I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm not a fan of it, but at the same time, nevertheless, I'm sure we can work out on something. Let's go on the weekly. Yeah. Got this low here and that higher. Change that into the orange, so I know that's weekly. Go down to the whoopsie daisy. Go down to the daily. Let's have a look. All right then. So the daily showed me this. Let me mark this all out. That's the weekly range high, weekly mid-range, and weekly low. I'm not a fan of trading this, to be honest, if you ask me. But if you got spot bags, no problem, not a big deal. What you're looking at is that this is a range band environment. That's the deviation. That low here is support, 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 support. This here is my invalidation. If I want to go for a long, right, I am wrong below here. If we take out this low and we start breaking down, it's a short. Okay, now again with total 2, I'm looking for bullishness, right? So if I can drop it down to the 4 hours, maybe I get a little bit of help over here, something like this. All right, cool. Let me just bring this across. Cool. Now what we're looking at, as we said, that low is your invalidation, right? We're making higher lows, okay? No problem. If I want to get confirmation, we need to break above this high, right? Once we break, because that high here is capping the market as resistance over here. That low over here, this low over here, is acting as support, 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 support. So we are range banding this area here. If I want to go for the extension to the mid range, all I need to do now is let price do its thing. Once we get back above, hold above it, bullish price action, going towards the mid range, reclaim the mid range, and I reckon we come into this area, we're going to find a bit of resistance here because an order block there. Pull back towards the mid range, let it do its thing, show me higher highs, higher lows, continuation, play it back to the weekly highs itself, and that will go to this level here. And then, I mean, like the breakout for that will be, like breakout of this level here will go towards range high. And range high comes into the quarterly range high, which is around $63-40 around that level there. Hopefully, Comp helps you out there as well. I'll do one USDT, and I think someone asked me for one more thing, Rune. I'll do one in Rune, and I'll log off then, okay? ICP, I'm gonna fuck it. I'll do one rune in ICP. Quickly do this, right? So one USDT. Drop to 3 months. Let's have a look. Delete all this shit here. So we still got that consolidation here on one. All right. Similar to Comp actually. It's very similar. That's the range band environment right here. That's the quarterly, so I'm gonna make that as green. And we are finding resistance at where? The mid range. That low holds a support, support, support. That high over here, resistance, resistance. That's all it is. Nothing else to it, more to it. Drop it down to the daily. And as you can see, we are making higher highs. Market structure is bullish, right? This was bearish market structure. Lower lows, lower highs, lower lows, lower highs, lower lows. Oopsie daisy. Lower lows, lower highs, lower lows, lower highs, lower lows. Broken these highs, bullish market structure, right? Obviously, you know, you broke out these one, and there's a deviation on the range low and all that kind of stuff. Don't know why it's pink. Let me change that color to red. You see a support, support, support over here. Small deviation, support, support. Then we run this low, and it's a deviation of that range low, push up to the range highs, and it's now at the mid range. All we've done, what we need to look for is a reclaim of the mid range. If it's going to hold up, right, again, use your total 2 as a barometer to give you a more of an insight of what you're looking for. So if I go on something like the 1 hour, actually I see this is nice. One is actually, Harmony is actually the only one that I would take along right now. Right, so we've got something like this. What we got here, I don't even need the fucking rest of this. I'm gonna just use this, and then we'll talk about the fucking one. Is probably the coolest one I've seen. I like that. I like one. I actually like one. So one, when you look at this, we got this high, resistance, resistance, resistance. Right, lower lows, lower highs, lower lows, lower highs, lower lows, lower highs, lower lows. Makes a higher high. Take out this high. That becomes the higher low. Market structure is actually bullish. It's bullish there. Confirmation of a bullish market structure, really, in reality, it comes down to a breakout of this, reclaim this level there, right? That's the confirmation for longs. For what? Taking out these highs, these highs, these highs, and these highs. It'll be breakout to these highs. That's the bullish. If you want to go for invalidation is going to be here. If you want to go for a safety net over here, I don't think it's wrong to have a stop loss here. But right now, to me, this is the invalidation. That's where you're completely wrong, because that low is the higher low. This is now showing me a new higher low, so you can bring the stop loss there. It's entirely up to you where you prefer. But like I said, complete invalidations here. Now mix that up with your freaking ranges, right? Or be a reclaim of the mid range. If we do something like that, that's bullish to what? At least to this level here. 18.80 around this level there. working out for this liquidity. Maybe we actually find a reaction and pull back down, but I'm still looking for this level here. And then once we get above, bullish price action, play the next leg up to the range highs, which come into 22 cents. Hopefully that helps there, for one. I think one is a fucking sick trade. I'm going to take the long. I'm going to take the long. Fuck it. I don't give a shit. I'm taking the long now. Actually, it's at 8 o'clock. I'll give it for the rest of the day and see what happens for tomorrow. But I will be looking at long in one. You know, I don't want to be adding too much risk into my portfolio. But one, I would be definitely. I'm that fucking. Yeah. So I think Andy took it. Yeah, Andy took it. So I'll be down to take the long, in my opinion, for Harmony. This is really fucking quite a sharp one. I can see where the invalidation is. Invalidation is really simple right over here, and play for the higher prices. Even if you were to take a fucking trade, like for example, I mean it's extended as well. So we'll go for targets, right? Where's the long position, right? So let's say I take a long here. I haven't done it yet, so I'm just gonna give you an example. That's a stop loss. To this target here is a 2.5R trade. Not too fucking bad, innit? At least when when you start going for targets, you gotta take your. But I always bring my stop loss to break even to protect myself at all times, right? And then extended target is going all the way to this area, which is a 6. Oh, that's a fucking not bad trade. I mean, it's no double digit, but I think that's fucking sick. I'm down for that. Fuck it, I'm doing it. I'm doing it. One. Let's have a look. Yeah, because even I know where I'm wrong. I don't have to worry too much about freaking 1 USDT. Okay, so let me go on to this. So some of these exchanges don't actually have one. So one of them don't. Obviously, I can't really share it out to you. Let me try this one. I've got a couple of accounts in it. So I found you. Okay, so. Stop loss is at 14.27. I'm a bit aggressive. Okay. I know what I'm doing. Give me a second. So if I do that. Right, so that's that. Modify. Okay. Alright, I've just taken the long. Yep, I've taken along on this one, so let me just double check. So my entry is at 15.39, just over here. Import 15.39. That's where my entry is. Okay, cool. I'll see how that goes. Hopefully I don't get stopped out. But yeah, that's how it plays out, innit? That's what trading is about, innit? Take some fucking longs, you know what I'm saying? Oh, by the way, as well, is anyone having any issues with audio today? Shouldn't be, because we did actually had it from last week as well, but we shouldn't be having any audio issues this time. Hopefully, if you do let me know. And I've clearly still fucked up really as well. How much you risk per trade? It's different. It's like obviously I've got my account size as well. Like it's when it comes to risk, right? Risk management comes down to like if you got a small account. So like, okay, I'll give you an example how I was risking it as well. So thank you, RX, appreciate that, man. When it comes to risk itself, I used to, let me add this up there, because I need to monitor this later as well. Cool, so at least my one is up there. Now, when it comes to risk, right, if you have a small account, right, like let's say for example you got like $100 account, right, and if you can afford the $100 account, it's different for everybody else. But what I was doing personally, I was risking like 10% to grow the account quite quickly. As I have a big account, then my risk is very different. So if I use like a day trade, I will risk 1% of my account. If I swing trade, I risk 5%. This is more of a swing trade itself, so I'm risking for a little bit more itself, right? But anyway, regardless, it doesn't really matter too much. But it's different. Like you can say to me like, oh, but you got $1,000 account, to risk 1% is gonna be freaking what, like $10? No, not $10. Yeah, it's $10 because $100 is 10%. So you're risking $10 to actually get a 3-4 hour trade, and that's $30 profit. That's nothing. I can totally understand. So what I would say is just like, don't over risk where like you're doing 20%, 30%, 40, 50%. Don't do that. You know, get the handle. Like, you have to remember, when it comes to trading, you need to be practicing and trying to understand how this market works out and play it level to level. Try and be a bit smart. I don't want to end it happening. Sorry about that. I want to end it actually in a bit as well, because it is freaking going up for like an hour and 10 minutes. I don't want to make this longer than it is. But I will look at doing another stream tomorrow, and we will focus on just like you guys telling me what kind of alts you want me to look at, and we'll just go straightly on you guys one after, bang, bang, bang. Okay? So yeah, I can understand if you got a small account, risking 1% is really difficult, but be reasonable. Maybe risk 5%. You know, something that doesn't hurt. And practice as well. I think practicing is quite a key thing. It's really easy to actually blow the account, and trust me, I've blown many accounts. You know, like I know I've blown fucking too many accounts, too many that I don't want to really be freaking admitting. But I'll be honest here. There's no trader out there. You can bring me any trader out there who hasn't blown an account once, at least once. Everybody does it. Every freaking Tom, Dick, and Harry do it. I've done it too. So what's really important is actually managing the trade, risking it as well. So if you're risking 5%, like 5% of your account, you stick to that rule. Now I have a rule I'll pass on to you guys for alpha as well. If I get 2 trades wrong incorrectly and one after another, I stop. I take a breakout and I'll come back the next day. I don't want to trade. I will look at the chart, but I won't even actually freaking trade it itself. So I have that rule, because you have to remember, when it comes to trading, you have to master psychology. Psychology is a really important thing. I think that's will be we'll definitely have to talk about that in one of the episodes, probably next week as well, in terms of psychology and mastering your mindset as well. Because too many people, you do well, but if you don't master the mindset, you fuck yourself over. That becomes a problem. So you just play it one step at a time, and manage your risk and keep it under control. Don't go too crazy. And another thing is, when I lose, let's say I got 2 trades incorrect. Like, so in my example, let's say I'm risking 5%. Okay, I've done 2 5% trades. Have gone wrong. That's not even 10%. It's actually a bit more than 10% that you've lost there. Now I need to make that money back. So what I do is half my risk. So from 5%, I got 2.5%. I need to get 4 hours, approximately 4 hours, to make that money back, and then I go back to my normal risk. Right? That's how I play it as well. So you have to remember, you have to really freaking you really have to actually take it one step at a time. And remember that when you lose money, you're not after the idea of one trade to make that money back plus more. That's the biggest mistake you can do. That's a really nasty mistake, because I've done that before and I've blown the account up in one go because I was just dumb. You have to really take it one step at a time and be very calm about it. On that note, we'll leave it as it is, and I'll catch you guys tomorrow. Thank you so much for actually being on here as well. Catch you guys tomorrow. I will send out a link. I'm going to be heading over to London probably around 3ish. I'm going to leave itself 3-4 o'clock or something like that. So I'll do a stream around 2ish, 1 o'clock in the UK time, UTC, out there on Twitter. And hit the bell button on the account as well, so you'll get notified as soon as when I'm going to go on there. So you guys have a great night. Take care. Big love. Really appreciate you guys. And I'll see you soon. Take care. Bye.